You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News at 7.
Good morning. Time now is 7:43. If you have a strained relationship with your dad, Father's Day can be a little tough. Ashley Virtue from the National Conflict Resolution Center is here with some tips for keeping tensions to a minimum. Ashley, good morning, and thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Sometimes I forget when I post my big family things that not everybody is blessed and they just don't have great relationships with the people around them. And when you have a holiday,
yes,
like Father's Day, it doesn't feel so good.
Right. I mean, really all of summer brings together opportunities for families to be together, and so it's a good thing to be aware of for anything.
Do you think that more people have strained relationships or problems with their dads than with their moms? Is it an equal thing?
You know, not really. I think that the conflicts can be different just based on the way that men and women tend to communicate, but I don't think it's more with fathers than with mothers necessarily.
What about like the girls? You know how they say like girls are daddy's little girl, and then vice versa. Do you find that more men might have relationship issues with their father than the girls, or is it just whatever the problem could be?
I think it does boil down to whatever the actual issue is between the parent and their child. Although, you know, you do see trends like boys and their dads tend to have conflict more, and girls and their moms tend to have conflict more.
Yeah, we know how that goes. Okay, you do have 4 tips. So if you are struggling with your dad, maybe this is the year to turn it around.
Yeah.
What would be the 4 tips that you could offer us for helping that relationship?
Well, first of all, be aware of generational gaps. So if you are in your 20s or your 30s, you're probably really used to communicating digitally. So keep in mind that there may be, if you already have an estranged relationship with your father or your father-in-law, and you're only communicating with him digitally, there may be an opportunity there to communicate with him in a way that he's more used to, whether that's in person or over the phone. It may actually help the situation resolve itself a little bit quicker.
Your next tip, I think we should all do this with everybody that we talk to in life, is what to do. Take a deep breath. Okay, why?
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of the basic tenets of good communication. If you are in a conflict with someone, take that moment, take that pause, because it really gives you a chance to think about what you want to say next so that you don't say something that you might regret later.
Okay, you also say to try to understand the underlying issues. But what if you just can't? Like, you just don't agree?
I mean, this is one of the hardest things to do when you're in conflict, but what we often hear is the complaint. We hear someone complain about what they're not getting. So maybe your dad is saying, "You never call me." But try to go a little deeper than that. Try to understand maybe what's behind that complaint. Maybe your dad is starting to feel aging and maybe some loneliness. And so try to just go beyond whatever that complaint is and really understand
it.
And
I love this last tip that you have, Ashley. Exemplify good relationships to your own kids. I keep this so top of mind with my own children because I want to teach them to have these good relationships.
Exactly. I mean, kids are watching us all the time. And if all else fails in your own relationships, do keep in mind that you have an opportunity to teach the next generation how to have really healthy, good relationships.
You know, I often think, Ashley, thank you, by the way, for coming and sharing this information, that it takes a lot more energy to be upset with someone, angry with someone, than if sometimes you just let it go. And you'd be amazed how good you feel if you just let it go.
It does, and it's hard to sometimes take these steps, but in the long term, it actually is less energy overall.
Yes. Ashley, thank you for being here. Really good information. Happy Father's Day.
Yes,
hopefully,
to all the dads.
If you have a strained relationship, make this the year to change it around. All right, 7:46, let's get you over to Raul.